Ladies and gentlemen, hope you and your loved ones are doing well. I'm Trupti Sharma and I would like to welcome you all on behalf of TIE-Mumbai team. We have taken a conscious decision for TFN and are pivoting from the traditional webinars, which are your panel discussions and everything, to a webinar with a difference. Here on, we are working towards helping our members get access to new knowledge and technology. Do share your feedback on our social media handle and on the email ID, which we'll be sharing it in the chat. Would like to introduce Sanket Shrikant, who will be the host for today's session. Sanket is founder of Urban Spice and an experienced food runner. I don't think so he needs any introduction because he's been doing this for us for quite some time. So over to you, Sanket.
Thank you, Trupti. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I hope Unlock One is doing well for all of you. So since a few cities have opened up, very minutely though in the past 2 weeks, we said, "Bahut hua sirf gyanbaji." Today we decided to plan a session with a difference. We thought, let's fry some fries for you live on Zoom. Let's show you how you can keep a check on whether your kitchen is clean in Mumbai, sitting in Mysore, without dedicating a person to do the surveillance. How can you generate online orders at the price of a candy, which is as good, which is 5 rupees. So after spending a few years in the food business, I have narrowed down on 3 biggest issues that were plaguing my business, which was standardization, wastage, and pilferage. I took certain steps to solve them. Then I realized there are so many of our industry colleagues who face these same issues and no one wants to talk about them. It's an ugly frog that everybody wants to push under the carpet. Now with the pandemic grappling us, there are 3 other issues that I've seen which have come up, which the food industry is facing. Migrant exodus, which is created labor shortage, cash flows, which will force us to shrink real estate, fear psychosis leading to customer doubting everything. What you did till date will or may not work today and in the future. Saying Indians will come back to old days, of course we will go back to eating everything. Indians live to eat. But they will become a little more conscious and they will respect restaurants who respect the need for HSE. I accepted change some years ago and it did help scale up my business to a considerable extent. Some of the companies presenting today did help me in my journey in scaling up. So let's, without wasting more time, let's enter the demo sessions with, on that note, the first company presenting us today are the pioneers of the kitchens of tomorrow. They are automating industrial kitchens in 28 countries. They are on the speed dial of some of the biggest brands you know in India. Let me hand over the floor to the ever dynamic and the master of instrumentation, founder of Mukunda Foods, Ishwar Vikas. Ishwar, over to you.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. Thank you, Sanket, for the fantastic introduction. I hope you're able to hear me.
Yeah, go on, Ishwar.
Great. Okay. So, hi, everyone. Welcome to Mukunda Foods R&D Demo Center in Bangalore. We are a kitchen robotics company. And as Sanket said, we have a lot of energy-packed presentation for you. I would say a food-packed presentation for you. And we are a kitchen robotics company, and we'll talk to you more about what we do as Mukunda Foods. And instead of making it a boring monologue, "Ja main bolu, aap suno," and half of you might doze off. So instead, I thought we'll make some food automatically to you, and I'm going to cook it, and I'm going to talk to you, and just showing you one glimpse of one technology today, which I'm going to bring to you live from Bangalore here today. Right. So I'm going to show you the fryer technology, which we have as basic as frying food. Right. That's the technology which we are going to show in multiple machines. We are going to make some food. I'm going to talk to you. The machines are going to cook while I'm going to talk to you. I'm going to show you 3 machines for you. I'm going to show an LPG powered fryer. I'm going to show you an electric powered tabletop automatic frying machine. And I'm going to talk to you about a hoodless tabletop for the cafe, fully automatic fryer. So these 3 things I'll talk. Before anything, let's start making some food for you. I'll start making food in the LPG fryer for you. Sanket was telling me now that the bars are open, Ishwar, liquor is available right now. So Ishwar, you should make some finger food. So I thought, let's make some finger food. I'm going to make finger food. I'm going to make some burger. I'm going to make a burger. I'm going to make some French fries. And if time permits, we'll make some momos as well, right? So let's start with making some finger fries, finger food. So I'm going to start with tikkies. So I'm not a chef. I am I am an operator today. Look at me as an operator who does not know how to use a machine, who does not know how to cook. I've just been taught how to use the machine. So I'm going to select the recipe for finger foods in the machine here. We have two bins, one for veg, one for non-veg. I'm going to select for finger food here. I'm just going to drop this in this thing, and I'm just going to press the enter button, and the machine has started cooking the food. So as you saw, I don't have to do anything. The LPG automatically turned on, the machine checks for temperature, and it starts frying the food. On this side, I'm going to make some chicken patties for you. I select the recipe for this is fryer. I'm going to select chicken patties, this thing, and I'm going to drop in a chicken patty inside here. I'm going to say 2 chicken patties. I dropped in this patties here, and I don't know what temperature this needs to be cooked, how much time this needs to be cooked. Should I check in between? Nothing needs to be done. I need to go select the menu and press the enter button, and the machine will start cooking the food, right? So as simple as that. It's waiting for the temperature to rise, and once the temperature rises, the machine will start cooking the food, right? So you know that the temperature has not been reached. That's why the machine is not cooking the food. The moment the temperature is reached, the machine will automatically start dipping the food and start cooking the food. So as I have another where I'm going to talk to you about. As you saw, the template ready, and it dipped itself automatically. Just we had to pan the camera. So I don't have to do anything here. The machine will automatically cook it. You can see that the temperature countdowns are happening. It might not be very clear to you on a Zoom call, but yeah, this is an LPG powered machine. You don't have to waste too much on electricity. We have, this is an LPG technology, which I'm showing you. We have a griddle also here for you to heat some burger buns, anything, which we will come to you in a while. So the reason why, great. So yeah, the reason why we built this machine, we built a fryer for somebody like me who does not know how to cook. I don't know how to make great fries. I don't know how to cook a nice finger food or tikkis. What I know, what we have done at Mukunda Foods is we tied up with some of the best chefs. We worked with a lot of large companies out there in the space today, and understood from them is how do you fry? What is the temperature? What is the cooking time? What is the cooking pattern? For a thawed food, what is the cooking time? For a frozen food, what is the cooking time? And we have built in all this smartness, all this analytics into the machine. And all we need to do is select the menu, put the food there, press a button, the machine will automatically dip it, cook it based on the chef's recipe. This is not me suggesting or anybody suggesting what should be the oil temperature, how much time should it cook. Everything is chef driven. So the chef tells, for example, if you want this machine for your brand, your chef needs to tell us what temperature, what time, what duration. And once he cooks it and he gives a go ahead saying that, hey, Ishwar, this is good food. This has come out really well. So DB, you can come down. Now it shows that this is coming out in a while. So you can show that the finger foods have come out. I did not have to check for consistency. Ki ye hua hai, nahi hua hai, is it golden brown or not brown? The machine automatically made it, and now it started beeping. I don't have to check. If I forget to pick it up in say 30 seconds, it's not a problem because it has come out of oil and it has also started beeping. All I need to do is now, can somebody grab a plate for me, please? Yeah, all I need to do is take a plate, acknowledge the machine that I've taken the food, take the food. You can see that the crisps are nice and the finger food has come out nice and good. I think these are some cheese things. You can see the crispness, the color, everything. If you make this for 10,000 times in the machine, that's the quality of finger food you're going to get. I don't have to check and see it's done, not done, what's the temperature of oil, check it. or change any dial, anything. All I need to do is drop in, press a button, and the machine has sort of made this for us. Well, the burger about how we build this machine. Basically, we collab and multiple people to understand the science behind this, and this is loaded here. And let me tell you, all these machines are connected to the internet. For example, tomorrow you want to do an aloo tikki burger patty, and aloo tikki burger patty, say in your kitchen you checked, and it took 4.5 minutes to cook it or 3.5 minutes to cook it. You need to load the recipe in your computer with a very simple application. Press enter. All your machines will get a new upgrade. And all you need to do is go here, select the recipe, and make your aloo patty burger. So that's the same technology. That's the same method we use across all the things. Here in about 15 seconds, the machine is telling me my chicken tikkis are going to be done. DB, can you come and show it here? You can see that the tikkis have started floating. I don't have to check anything, and automatically the machine, once it's done, and you can start beeping, it is telling me to go and collect the tikkis. So I'll just go here as I did and go press the button, select the tikkis, drop the oil, and load them here. If you can zoom in, you can see that the color of the tikki has come out really well. There is absolutely, if I sort of break it also, it's very hot. I'm sorry, I'm not able to break it. I'll break it to you in a while and show you that the quality of the tikki internally is also fantastic. It is cooked from inside and it's cooked from all the sides. It has come out really perfect. I can just smell the whole aroma here out there. So I've been just told we'll make some French fries, and I'm not going to make it boring for you. I'm going to make some French fries and I'm going to show you here. So this is a tabletop fryer. DB, can you just come here and position the camera here? Great, thank you so much. I have some frozen fries. I'm going to make one portion of frozen fries. I'm just going to drop it in the bin and select the recipe and say automatic start. So the machine will automatically start increasing the temperature. It is automatically going to sense that what's the current temperature and what's the temperature needed to cook the fries. And based on that, it will, because in sleep mode, that's the reason you cannot see fumes, you don't have to see anything, and you are saving a lot on electricity. Sleep mode is very important because you are saving electricity. The oil is not getting overheated. The lifetime of the oil is increasing, and you don't have to worry about how much time. See, it was in sleep mode, and while I'm talking to you, the machine is coming out of sleep mode. It was, I think, around 170 degrees something. It heats up really fast. I think I don't know what's the temperature, but I'm seeing it's already 195 degrees, and at this particular time, it's dipping inside. The fries are dipping inside. We're not moving the camera too much because there was some lag. We will show you the fries in a bit. You can see that the fries are getting cooked. While the fries are getting cooked, let me talk to you about what we do at Mukunda Foods. As I said, we are a kitchen robotics company. And I'll tell you why I started Mukunda Foods, so that you get a perspective on why we are doing what we are doing. Many years back, about 4 or 5 years back, I ran my own QSR called Mukunda Foods, where I wanted to build the McDonald's of Indian food, because if you saw everywhere, you had all global cuisines being sold in a large QSR format, but nothing was sold in an Indian QSR format. That's why I thought, let's do some Indian QSR, and I started my first outlet selling idlis, dosas, and vadas. But what happened was that what happened was people really liked the food. They liked what we were doing. They liked the taste. But what happened was, it was expand beyond the first 2-3 outlets. The guy who was doing a dosa in outlet number 1 and the dosa that was coming in outlet number 2, there was a huge difference. And though people liked the food, I was selling so much, but still the problem was I was not making a lot of profit. The margin was very thin because making food consistently was becoming a problem. So we made a product called Dosa-Matic, a tabletop dosa making machine for our own outlet. That's how the journey of Mukunda Foods started, where we thought I was a techie and I said, yeah, this is becoming very frustrating for me as an entrepreneur. People are liking the food. I found a business model. I think I can make a huge money out of it, but I'm unable to scale. Profitability is difficult. It's very frustrating. Day in and day out is becoming very difficult. There should be some tech way of solving this whole thing. And that's how I started Mukunda. I started building a tabletop dosa making machine, Dosa-Matic, which could make dosas. That machine was really good when we were using in our outlets. Many people came to us, many food entrepreneurs came to us and said, Ishwar, can you sell this machine to us? And that's when we said, let's support food entrepreneurs, let's support fast growing brands, let's support entrepreneurs to grow their food, grow their business using automation. And that's how we started Mukunda Foods and got into kitchen robotics. We started with Dosa-Matic. In the last over 4 years, we automated a lot of technologies, both global food, Indian food, multiple technologies were built. Like frying is a technology we have built, something for mixing, something for dispensing, something for flipping, something for various other ways in which food needs to be built. Food is made. So using these things, we have automated 12 different cuisines today. And in these 12 cuisines, we have deployed 3,000 machines till date in about 24, 25 countries, where a lot of brands, cloud kitchens, standalone restaurants, QSRs are all able to make the food without a lot of problem. So when the fries are getting made, somebody told me, a great chef told me, Ishwar, when you're making fries, you need to double dip the fries for the fries to come out really well. So we built in a double dip frying technology in this, where after some time the fries would dip in, they would get cooked, they would cook, come out, and then wait for some time, and then would go back again and dip. So that's what's happening right now as we speak, guys, that you saw that the fries have come out, the French fries have come out. They'll wait for some time, and after it waits for the oil temperature to increase to a particular temperature, and once oil temperature is increased, dip again. So double dip gives you great quality of fries. It it gives you really crisp fries from the outside and cooked fries from the inside, and it's a fantastic way to make. In about 10 seconds, your fries are going to be ready. Your fries are going to be ready, and we can. I'll show you that the fries they're going to just come out right now. You can see the fries just came out, and tomorrow, if you want to do multiple portions, the oil temperature would not drop drastically because we have accounted for the heat curve. Basically, a heat curve shows about how much time the oil takes back after you put 650 grams of fries in this. I'm just making about 150, 200 grams, a single portion of fries for you right now. You can see that we made some amazing French fries from this tabletop machine out there. Let me just go ahead, break the fry. You can see that the fry is really crisp. You can see I can feel the corners when I'm able to rotate the fry. And let me just break it for you. You can see that inside the fry, you can see the potato is cooked well, and outside it has come out really crisp. So very important is when we build any kind of automation, the most important thing for us is everything all right? Sorry, video is lagging. Okay, great. So so the reason why we are why you need to look at automation is to give great quality food to the people who come to your outlet or order in from your outlet. It's not just for the sake of automation, for the sake of IoT, for the sake of having automation as a buzzword. The reason why you need to have automation is to improve consistency of food. If you're able to, so you have a great chef, you're passionate about your food, you're passionate about the recipes, but what is very important for you is to give that same quality of food again and again for all your brands, day in and day out. And that's the reason why you need to bring in automation to your outlet. It's going to increase the consistency. It's able to improve the quality of your food. It decreases the dependence on highly skilled people when you are running an outlet. It decreases the cost factor for you. It increases your profitability. So these are the three key reasons why you need to bring in automation. And at Mukunda Foods, we develop technologies. We don't develop machines. When I say we develop technologies, heating is one technology. Using the frying is one technology. Using frying technology, we have made it in LPG, I mean electricity, and this is another product where, say you have a cafe and you don't need to, in your cafe, you don't want to have smoke all around. You have a very ambience and you cannot come and put a hood and duct and all that stuff. So this is a machine where it's similar like a fryer. You just open it, put your food inside, close it, and this is operated through your app. You don't have any buttons on the machine. This comes directly on your POS. So in your POS, you order and the machine automatically starts cooking, and it doesn't give out smoke, which is very, very important when you talk about an environment like a cafe. So we build in technologies. So any technology that we have will be adapted for your needs. It's like a custom built suit. You go to a tailor man, you go to a Bombay shopping company, you go to Raymond's because you want to custom build your suit. This is the same way you need to come to Mukunda Foods if you need a particular variety, if you need particular machines for your needs. So that's the reason why that's what we do at Mukunda Foods. We custom build the machines for you. We are working with some of the largest brands in the country, in the world here when it comes to automation, where we are working with somebody like ITC for some technologies out there. We're working with Rebel Foods. We're working with some of the largest tea making companies in the country. We are debuting something at Wow Momo in the next. So QSR Cloud. We're working with some US-based large MNC brands when it comes to making food. So automation in food is not a myth. It is not a story. It is not a buzzword. It is the reason that would give your brand wings for you to really grow. And we have had multiple stories, multiple case studies where we have seen over the years that automation has reduced the dependence of skilled labor, has reduced your cost, has increased your profit, and has ensured that operations flow in a smooth way when it comes to making food. So Sanket, all good with the video? Because I'm getting a message that there is some lag.
No, it's okay. I mean, there is like a little bit of lag, but I think it's very understandable.
Okay, great. So somebody was sent me a message that it's a little lag. Anyways, great. So as I was saying that that's how automation will really bring in more money, will bring in speed. And when we work on automation, it is not that many people think if I bring in automation, I don't need a chef. No, that is not true. A chef is the person who brings in the art for the food. He knows how to cook the food. He's passionate about food. We are just a technology provider. We just make the machine. So a machine with a chef will be a great combination where you're able to really scale up the brand tomorrow. We learn from the chef. The chef from your brand needs to teach us on what kind of food needs to be given. He needs to taste the machines, the food that comes from all these machines, and tells us that, hey, this food is little undercooked, you need to change that, the color has to be this, the aroma has to come out well. And only when the chef gives us thumbs up that this is a good food, that's when we seal the automation, and that's when we go and scale up. We work on various models wherein we are able to optimize on growth, optimize on cost, optimize on hygiene, optimize on various things. So one of the most important things today during the COVID times is health, hygiene, and safety. And I'm seeing that brands who have been there for a long time, who are having a lot of trust with the people who are already there, are getting a lot of business. And automation is going to just take the curve just all about everything else. Because I'll tell you what happens is, I'll talk to you about one small feature about this machine when it comes to safety. So safety is the number one aspect when it comes to fryers, because what happens is, do you know that in India, 75% of the fire accidents in a restaurant are caused because of fire from a fryer. 100 to 150 crores of equipment gets burnt every year because of fryer. What we have gone is we have built in 3 layers of safety into a fryer. I'm talking about the LPG fryer here, where we have sensor, which sensors if there is any LPG leak. It sensors what's the temperature, and we have given a double safety jacket in terms of multiple sensors, both analog and digital, so that you don't have any fire hazard that's coming. It has sleep mode, it has a deep sleep modes, it has multiple sensors and connectivity, SIM-based connectivity, Wi-Fi-based connectivity, so that you're able to do a lot of stuff using automation. So I'll talk to you about one more very important thing when it comes to automation, when it comes to machines, is we are not building something like a kitchen robotic arms. We don't want to build something very expensive, very complicated, very difficult. We want to automate simple things like frying and other things which you have, other equipment you have in your kitchen, day-to-day equipments, to automatically make your food. So we have right from end-to-end automation where food gets automatically dispersed, it gets cooked, and a lot of stuff happens. We integrate it with payment gateways, we integrate it with a whole lot of stuff. So it actually depends on what's your brand need, what is your aspiration as an entrepreneur, what kind of food your chef wants to give when it comes to automation. So these are some of the aspects when it comes to automation. And I would like to take a break and say, Sanket, do you want me to cover any other points, or do you want me to talk about the other technologies which you are building? You want me to talk about something else? Because I've been told there are some queries that are coming.
Yeah, I think Ishwar, so before we move to the next demo, I think, let me take some Q&A for you from,
Sure.
yeah. So Ishwar, I think it was a wonderful demo from you. I was actually sipping on coffee and I want to replace it with seeing your face. Your kitchen actually looks out of Star Trek, yeah. I mean, with all those robots, it looks amazing. And like you rightly, I mean, you've got it perfectly. Means the line is you are on the verge of labor in QSRs. Now, a few questions that I'm seeing are, I think one of the questions that I saw was a point that I had mentioned in my most people have. Will the investment on these automated machines justify the ROI we could expect from?
Right. So Sanket,
can you hear me?
I can hear you. So I want to bust. You're able to hear me, right?
Sure. Yeah, once again, Ishwar, maybe you can just put your video off and talk now. I think there is some lag at your end. Or maybe just put it off and put it on.
Yeah, so I've turned off the video. I'll just talk off video right now.
Sure.
When you said that regarding price, I want to break another myth today when it comes to automation, where they say that automation is expensive. No, automation is not expensive. It's quite affordable. If you saw the small fryer, which we were showing you right now, a fryer like this, zero automatic fryer, something like this, would cost you around 10 to 15,000 rupees, a decent quality fryer that comes in the market. But something like with automation, with the loaded features, starts at around 20,000 rupees for you. So automation is not very expensive. It just needs to be done the right way. You don't want to use difficult terms like AI, machine learning, robotic arms and stuff like that. You want to use the existing technologies to automate, and you need to spend a little initially, and then it is going to create multiple returns for you on a month-on-month basis.
Got it. And no, makes a lot of sense. And and what about the maintenance cost? So I mean, are these machines heavy on maintenance or on servicing?
Right. So we at Mukunda Foods are a full stack solution. We design the machines based on your needs. We manufacture them at our manufacturing centers, and we also deploy and take care of after sales and service across the country and globally with our service team. We have on-roll service people. So what we do is, see, I would not say that the machine does not need maintenance. It's a machine. It's like any other car or bike. It will need maintenance. But as long as you're doing preventive maintenance in the machine, you will not face any problems. Like your car, you give it on a maintenance cycle every 6 months, 9 months, and your car rarely is down. That's the machines where our team comes to the kitchens all whenever on based the machine's maintenance schedule, and we maintain the machine. So you will not have any issue in that. And also we have gone one step ahead and ensures that you will not have you don't have to do daily greasing and stuff like that. These are not Russian era machines. This is a Tesla kind of a machine which we are building.
That's interesting. That's interesting. So I'm assuming that, since you're making kitchens of the future, I'm assuming you would have already taken care of the safety features in the machine. But just do you want to quickly throw some light on that?
Yes. See, safety and hygiene are very important. One is consistency. Food, khana acha rehna chahiye. That is very important. But on top of that, you don't want your machines to be shocking. You don't want your LPG to lose. You don't want somebody to mistakenly place a hand and do that. So we follow global standards when it comes to this. Like if you're expanding to different countries, there are things like NSF and UL for US, there's CE for UK, and there are different standards which are very well laid on when it comes to automation, which if you are able to follow, you are taking care of the safety of the machine and the comfort of the operator who is using the machine. The focus is on the end user, where he should not feel frustrated in a kitchen at high temperatures, 40-50 degrees, and machine and all. It becomes very complicated. So we want to ensure that the person who is using, the end user, the operator whom you're paying normal wages, needs to be very happy in using and running multiple machines at the same time. The kitchen of the future will not have 20-30 people in it. Will have 1-2 people in it using multiple machines with multiple automations, and are able to use the machine. That's when safety is very important, and hygiene is important. Hygiene, the way it comes is because you don't have to worry about what happened, and something like contract tracing, which is very important. The machine is IoT powered, so before you start, any operator in your outlet starts using the machine, he needs to open the machine and code in his user ID and password. So you're very clear on who used the machine, and you're able to link it back to your order ID, saying that for which order ID, which food was made, who made it, how was the SOP adherence level, what was the standards of the operating of the machine, and all these things are visible to you from your backend, from the system, so that food is no more a difficult product. We are converting food into a SaaS model. So you're able to launch new recipes using automation very fast. If somewhere there is a complaint saying, we work with one brand where in Hyderabad, they were getting complaints saying that the spice in the food was very less. So the chef sent us a new recipe saying that this is the Hyderabad recipe. And overnight we uploaded all the Hyderabad machines through an IoT update. And next day morning onwards, all the Hyderabad machines, the spice level was made as per the customer's demand. So the time taken from recipe planning to rollout is less than it's just overnight. Today it takes 1-2 months. You have to go to every outlet, train every operator, retrain every operator, which is very complicated for a chef. So with this is just like the wind beneath him, so that he's able to roll out food very fast.
I think it's been very convincing, Ishwar. I mean, I am convinced to change some machines in my kitchens. In the meanwhile, post the webinar, I've seen there are some sales inquiries for you, which we'll forward it to you. I think there are some questions which I'm afraid we'll not be able to answer right now from Ishwar, because we need to move on to the next demo. So Ishwar, we will send you those Q&A questions. If you could answer them offline later, please. And thank you so much, Ishwar, for this. And I just want to leave you with the thought that you should actually consider tying up an asset leasing company for your equipment. I think this will really benefit a lot of restaurateurs like us.
Absolutely, Sanket, and fantastic opportunity to present our machines. Looking forward to it.
Yeah. Thank you, Ishwar. All right. So while before moving on to the next demo, so most of us, in fact, all of us have CCTV cameras in our outfits. There's a saying which has become popular around CCTVs: ऊपर वाला सब देख रहा है. In our Indian context, it is more ऊपर वाले के भरोसे ही है हम सब. Most of the times I've noticed either CCTVs don't function, or even if they do, we don't have relevant surveillance in place. Our next company today piggybacks on your CCTVs to enable foolproof surveillance by using AI. And no, AI is not just a hashtag for them. They're beautifully using it. With this, I'll put the floor open to Rishabh Bhutani, who counts IRCT as one of IRCTC as one of his clients, to tell you how they do it and what all can their systems capture and warn you about. Rishabh, over to you.
Sure. Thanks a lot, Sanket, for the amazing introduction. I hope everyone is keeping well. I hope, with the current COVID situation, everyone is keeping safe and doing well in the current situation. And for all the restaurateurs here, I hope with the current unlock one, there is a good hope for the operations to restart back up. And, with the consequent unlocks, I hope your business gets back up to the earlier stage as soon as possible. Sanket, when you were earlier introduced, you asked a very, very good question, which was how do you make sure sitting in Delhi or Hyderabad, being sure of hygiene and SOP monitoring that is happening in a kitchen in Mumbai? And I guess that's the perfect baseline and note for me to start with the demo and also introduce what Robot does. So I'll be quickly sharing a presentation and walking you all through that. And if there are any questions, so at the second half after this demo, I'll be taking those up. So feel free to just mention any of your query or questions in the comment section, and I'll be happy to address them.
Sure. Go ahead, Rishabh.
I'm just sharing my screen. Yeah, I hope my screen is visible, Sanket.
It's not yet visible.
It is visible to me.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Okay, great. So basically, this is what we are. We are a video analytics company which can monitor all the hygiene, safety, and other SOP-related procedures across the globe. You may be sitting in Delhi, but you might have locations globally, either pan-India or outside. And how do you, make sure that your SOPs are being followed as per what you have defined them? So this is exactly where we come in. Basically, you must have CCTV cameras installed in all your kitchens and all your locations, whether it's a base kitchen or an outlet. There are always CCTV cameras present, but no one is looking at them. Let's say you receive a customer complaint or something happens, then you go back to the camera, you fetch that feed, and then you do a post-mortem analysis about what went wrong. So instead of that, this is where we come in. We include an AI layer over the currently installed CCTV cameras, and we enable three basic things. So one is person detection, second is activity mapping, third is object recognition. While combining these three aspects, we can solve for any business use case that you have, anything that is troubling you with SOP or hygiene in your kitchens, we can enable monitoring of that. And it's not just monitoring and detection of things. It's also about resolving them. It's also equally important to address those issues and make sure that they don't get repeated. So say if I give you some examples for object detection, your uniform, your hairnet caps that your chefs are supposed to be wearing. So all of these, and even with the COVID situation, there's face masks and gloves, which is very, very important in the current scenario. So after, let's say, the camera is able to detect it using the AI, the third layer is that it converts it into an auto-generated insight for your kitchen managers to act upon, which is what the third layer is about. It comes with a photo and video proof, and with a turnaround time, and it's tracked to relevant stakeholders for them to take actions and resolve them. The fourth layer is what I mentioned earlier. You might be an owner sitting in Delhi, but you might have a global brand with multiple locations. How do you know? How do you compare the outlets? How do you know that what is being followed and where? So along with all of this insight, you also get the insight where you can compare employee performance and outlet performance. Moving on, so we have been working with a lot of major brands, both in India and globally, including Rebel Foods, restaurants like Barbecue Nation, and even other cloud kitchens like Kitopi, which is a major cloud kitchen chain in Dubai. So everyone loves recognition, right? So when we implemented this for IRCTC, we got a very good coverage, and these are some of the the published stories that were there. And we are also named as the best AI startup by Amazon, and we won the innovation prize in Geneva, hosted by SeedStars. So now coming to what are these processes, coming to what are these applications, what are the processes that are very important and can be standardized very easily across the brand. I'll be covering them as we go forward. So starting with very simple safety attire and personal protective equipment detection. So if your chefs are wearing the gloves, their aprons, their uniforms, their face masks, their caps, either it can be a chef cap, it can be a scarf, it can be a defined hairnet cap, either colored or uncolored. All of it can be detected using the cameras and then raised accordingly if there is non-compliance. With the current COVID scenario in place, the health ministry has prescribed that a defined duration of a hand wash must be at least 20 seconds. So even this duration of hand wash can be monitored if you install a camera right near the sink. Moving forward, there are always SOPs defined for deep cleaning, which can be a combination of processes like mopping, wiping, shelf cleaning, cleaning of the walls, cleaning of the tables, cooking area. All of it can be monitored, and you can also define a sequence of it. Again, very, very important thing, if you have front of the house areas where everyone is very, very particular about, maintaining social distancing. This is again, the camera can basically look at if social distancing, which is a minimum distance of 2 meters between any two people, if that is being flagged, then your relevant managers can be alerted, or even a buzzer can be raised to make sure that you maintain the procedures as per what the government has defined. And then again, very important for employee check, as well as the guests that are entering at your outlets, temperature scanning solution. So you just have to install a small device at the entry gate itself, and if anyone comes close to it, this device will tell you the temperature and will also display a message if the person is allowed to go ahead or not. So, like I mentioned, that anything that is detected is then raised with relevant information and then tagged to the relevant managers, and you get a dashboard access, web-based, and also an Android application. And whenever something is raised, you get a message and an email along with it. So these are a few case studies. I'm sure everyone of you must have traveled by trains at some part in your life, and you must have not been sure about what is the hygiene, what is the condition in which the food has been cooked. Which is where we came in around 2.5 years before with IRCTC, and 1 year after they implemented robot solutions, and they received a lesser number of complaints, and this is their learning that once they did the Twitter sentiment analysis, it was even 70% improved within 1 year of implementing our solutions. Giving more learnings, we have had good words from even Rebel Foods. Like we know, they have around 350 plus locations, so it got near to impossible for them to make sure that their processes are being followed in all of these huge number of locations. This is where we came in and we helped out sort this entire process out. So, with the current theme of, customer, customer confidence, I would even like to include another thing that we have not included in the presentation, which is live streaming of kitchens. So, I'm pretty sure you would want your customers to know that you are making sure that, the food is being cooked in a very, very hygienic manner. And the workplace, the kitchen is very, very clean and conducive to an environment in which they don't have to worry about where their food is coming from. Which is why we have even come up with a live streaming solution where you can just host all of your kitchens onto your website, and the customer can come and view that, reinsuring that hygiene is there, and they can be sure, and they don't have to worry about while ordering from your brand. So this is something that we have come up. We love the concept here. So if anyone comes through TIE's reference, and if any of you are attending here, we would love to enable a 7-day live pilot in your kitchen, entirely free of cost, so that you get the understanding that you need about how this entire process works. So I'll stop sharing now and quickly take up the questions in the interest of time. If anyone wants to reach out to us, here are a few things. Otherwise, just drop your details in the comments and we will love to get in touch with you.
Rishabh, this was amazing here, and a very sweet gesture from you to give a discount to TIE members and any references from TIE. I think after seeing your presentation now, I'm pretty sure that at least यहाँ पे तो intelligence failure नहीं होगा. And on a more serious note, I was wondering how to take my kitchen, how to make my kitchen go live ASAP. I think with your solution, that's going to happen. That could happen really in the next 7 days before your free demo gets over. Yeah. So I think I have seen some questions where they want to know what prices do they start at, and yeah, I think that's one of the few questions, and I think a lot of people have found it very interesting on whatever you've just presented. So most comments are very useful, very interesting. And if you want to throw some light on your starting prices, if you would want to kind of throw it.
Yeah. So basically, I guess this is a very good question, and I would love to bust a myth around it. Since whenever we hear about AI, any niche technology, we always assume that it's going to be very, very expensive. It's not going to be that. So in a restaurateur's language, it's an a la carte solution wherein you just what you need and you give us a subscription fee every month. So the entire deployment happens remotely. There is no fee for any travel. The entire current CCTV base is used. There is no hardware dependency. There is no camera change that we need as such if you already have cameras in place. So that gives you a very, very good and scalable pricing if that is a concern. Starting would be a little difficult to give right now, but anything around maybe say from 3 to 5K a month can be something.
Understood. And can these cameras capture wastage and pilferage also?
Wastage and pilferage as in?
So as in wastage of food. So I mean in a lot of kitchens, in a lot of traditional kitchens, you usually if you kind of go and see their kitchens, you usually end up seeing a lot of more garbage thrown in the garbage cans than the food sold outside. So is it a possibility for the owner to kind of understand, get an idea or get a handle of how much the wastage was, or if there was any pilferage by their employees in terms of pilferage of raw materials or whatever?
Yeah, so basically it's all about standardizing an SOP. So if dustbin can be defined, where a location of dustbin can be defined wherein you suspect that employees are throwing away the food instead of supplying in the right manner, then we can look at that as well, and it can be made as per request.
Interesting. And are you open to giving solutions to other industries as well? I mean, there is someone who's asked, can it be used in a dental clinic? So are you open to other industries as well, or is it right now specific to food?
Once I talk about these SOPs, so say a face mask, social distancing, PP-related checks, person. No matter if you have a pharmacy lab No matter if you are in manufacturing and you have these SOPs in place, or you have a simple office space where you are trying to get the employees back to work, and you have defined these SOPs like a face mask, you have to maintain social distancing in the pantry area. So then these models are universal and can be deployed anywhere. Though once we started, our major contribution started from we were very focused into hospitality. So, which is why we have extensive experience with working with brands that are in hospitality. And after that, we are now, also working with retail and manufacturing industries.
So I think before I move on to the next demo, I'll just take this one last question from Venkat. I think Venkat runs a lounge or a bar. So his question is, if someone steals from my bar, will I get to know if there is a theft of bottles? I think that's a very important question, keeping in mind that the liquor shops were shut for 2 months. So I think it's one of the most precious commodities today.
So yeah. One of the standardized models that we have is unauthorized access. That is very common in the manufacturing segment, at least, and wherein say only people with required uniforms and a certain say a marker that can be a uniform, that can be anything, only they are supposed to enter that place. And similarly for bottles, I'm guessing you must have a warehouse where you are looking at, and yes, theft of bottle can definitely be done. We have in fact a lot of theft in manufacturing happens during loading and unloading of
Got it.
That is also something that we do. By loading and unloading of material, we can capture these anomalies.
Understood. So Rishabh, thanks a lot for your time, and thanks for the demo. I think it's very interesting that you actually made use of AI and put it in our CCTV cameras. Thank you so much for the demo. I'm hoping a lot of TIE guys will make use of the 7-day pilot that Rishabh has offered, and obviously subscribe to his service for like a lifetime. Thank you, Rishabh.
Thank you for the opportunity.
So next, I'm presenting a WhatsApp-based online ordering system for restaurants and customers. Now, you must be wondering that there are already established players in this space. So what is different about this? So, this is a first company that I've seen is the industry first. They charge a restaurant 5 rupees for every order that they generate. Yes, you heard that right, 5 rupees. And also share the data with the owner for future marketing and customer feedback. Plus, they give a lot of data analytics for food improvement. With this, I'll put the floor open to Pawan, co-founder of BroEat. At a young age, he's also managing partner of a few marquee restaurants in Mumbai, like Butterfly High and London Taxi. Pawan, over to you, please.
Hi guys, my name is Pawan Shahri. Thank you, Sanket, for the introduction. I just hope everybody is safe and well at home. I'll quickly just jump into it with the short timeline that I have and share my screen to do a small, to take you all through a small deck on what our platform is. I hope, Sanket, I'm audible?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay.
Very clear.
Lovely. So, basically, for me, I'm a restaurant. I'm based in Mumbai, and I've been into the F&B space for almost about a decade now. Initially, marketing and strategy, and then my own restaurants in Mumbai. It's been a journey of learning and trying to figure out how the entire industry and the maths behind it works. After the current pandemic that hit us, we saw that all our business that was coming in from dining in, which initially had a small percentage of our revenues being generated from the delivery segment, will now take over a massive difference. The home delivery business and the revenues that we generate are going to become a major chunk for the next couple of months. Currently, it's at 100% revenue for us. And even moving forward, it will be at least 35 to 40% of the total revenues we make. So while all our restaurants are adapting and evolving into providing different services that the customers might like, our entire dependency on aggregators who we currently need to pay a massive amount of commission percentage per order would not be feasible for us. While they are completely right on their side, charging us the amount that they do because of the services that they provide, we also felt that there was a need for restaurants to have their own sort of responsibility management platform where they can take care of the deliveries, they can look at retargeting the customers, and hence me and my partner, my co-founder Karan, who's also going to be speaking later today. Both of us had a chat, and we figured out on how important a platform like this is necessary. Hence, we started sketching ideas, and that is how Broeat was born. So Broeat is India's first WhatsApp-based community home delivery platform. Um, Talking more about it, yes. So talking more about it, there were a couple of problems that we were currently facing. As I said, while the home delivery business is going to be a bigger chunk of the total revenues we make, heavy commissions with no customer transparency, not understanding who our customers are, not having that data, and offering massive discounts on top of that was sweeping away our margins, which was not becoming very sustainable for us. So Broeat as a community platform gets multiple different restaurateurs together to be a part of a single panel that offers all improvement suggestions, feedbacks, and gives them more control on how both the systems work, not only from the restaurant responsibility point of view, but also on how the platform functions, ensuring that they make more margins, and which in turn helps them take care of the entire ecosystem and also save jobs. It is the first platform like this which has been created by the restaurant community for the restaurant community. Most of the people involved in this platform right now have their own restaurants or cloud kitchens or QSRs, and they basically represent different sectors of the current business. We understood soon enough that the entire industry was facing similar problems and wanted a common solution. They all wanted some sort of control back with them and have a simultaneous platform while they also coexist with the current aggregators out there, but they wanted a more dependent platform that can help them aggregate their overall revenues that they were shelling out per order. So with Broeat, the entire platform encourages more community decision-making practices. So everybody pitches in with what their suggestions are, and overall then those suggestions are put into place and ensures that the platform becomes more sustainable. Broeat charges a very minimum platform fee. As Sanket in his introduction mentioned, we start as low as 5 rupees per order that the platform generates, which mainly goes into maintaining backend servers and also improving the customer experience. So the idea is to make decisions as one community and take it forward. Now, I'd like to show you all a small picture demo on how the platform works. To get through the platform and to start engaging with us, all you have to do is just save the number on your phone, or alternatively scan a QR code. Via both of them, you can engage with our WhatsApp chatbot, which sends you a pop-up link. As soon as you click on that pop-up link, the entire interface is as good as any other app that you would use. So we've ensured that the customer gets something that they're already friendly with and they know how to operate it. It will do everything from detecting your delivery location, eventually saving multiple different addresses for you to order in future from different places. It has an explore tab for you to search for your favorite dish, cuisines, or restaurants, depending on what you want to eat. Even once you log in, it shows you a very picturesque menu for you to pick your favorite items, add or customize it as simple as possible, and also moving on to making a payment from a payment method of your own choice. So, either you want to pay via net banking, use your credit card or debit cards, or any of the wallets that are available. Moving on, it sends you, as soon as you place your order and check out and make your online payment, it sends you your delivery receipt and rider details all on your WhatsApp. For now, moving forward, the customer need not download any app on your phone. It is as simple as that. And once the order is placed with the restaurant to fulfill the order and to complete the delivery can choose either to deliver the order using their own staff, maybe double train them, which ensures a very low cost on delivery, or also use any of the last mile rider services, basically last mile logistic providers, which are there in multiple cities across the country. So for the restaurants, this makes the entire system very transparent and easy. There are 0 platform fees for any orders up to 30th of August. Post that, as I said, it starts as low as 5 rupees for an order. Complete transparency with customer data, which allows you to retarget and reconvince them to basically order more and reorder with your brand. And unbundled delivery services ensures that you either deliver using your own fleet or use any of the last mile delivery services. All of these give a lot of responsibility in the hands of the restaurant, making sure that the overall cost that they have to bear is very low. For the customers, they enjoy the best pricing, considering restaurants save a lot of money on the aggregate commission that they were earlier paying. Now they can offer better pricing to the customers. It is a more safer and hygienic approach for deliveries because restaurants handle the order end to end from production to delivering. They also get to choose a wide list of favorite neighborhood restaurants, so there is no exclusivity as such. And also for the customers, they have a feel good factor because every time they order from Broid, they help the community by helping the local businesses make more margins per order and in turn helping them save jobs. I also want to take you all through a basic math of what the current system is versus how would a restaurant benefit by using Broid today, and in turn making their businesses more smart and sustainable. Using aggregators currently, on an average order value of 500 rupees, they pay anywhere between a 25 to 28% commission. Keeping in mind the better case scenario of a 25%, it comes to a gross commission of 125 rupees. The total gross margins that a restaurant would make would be 375 on an order of 500 rupees. Alternatively, by using Bro8, a total order value of 500, which comes in our phase 2 of a platform fee, would attract a platform fee of 10 rupees. Except for that, there would be a third-party average delivery fee for about 3 to 5 kilometers of 35, from which 25 is charged to a customer, which the customer is also currently paying using any other aggregators. So the restaurant bears about a 10 rupee delivery fee. And on top of that, there's a payment gateway fee of an average 1.5%, which is also 7.5 rupees. So the total cost of restaurant now comes to a 27.5 rupees versus 125 what they were paying earlier. So this is the massive difference that a customer ends up saving on every order via Broid. This saving of an approximate 97 rupees on every order of 500 improves the restaurant saving about 15 to 20% per order. Also, the customers get to retain their data. Hence, the entire part of increasing the business in future becomes a lot more. And also, there are no platform driven discounts that the restaurants need to share. So they are completely free to decide on if they want to give a discount, if they want to give any other maybe incentive deal, or maybe something that improves or increases an order value per customer. Broid is the next big movement in the F&B industry. This is one single platform where multiple restaurant owners from different categories, including pubs and bars, breweries, cloud kitchens, QSRs, fine dining restaurants, are all coming together within one single platform. This is a place where all of them feel some sort of an ownership and contributing factor that all of them believe to be there. While we understand that at this point of time, because this is a startup right now and it's still building up, we don't have the millions of dollars of marketing budgets to get the orders. But what we definitely believe in is that in the next couple of months and years, it will gain a massive consumer traction purely from an emotional benefit point of view, and also get everybody to realize that at this time, if all of us don't support local businesses and don't help each other grow in the post-pandemic scenario, it's not going to benefit anybody. And Bloit is just the first platform like this, and I'm sure in every industry there are going to be a lot more. So concluding this, I just want to save a couple of minutes for anybody who wants to ask questions and participate in any sort of conversation.
Well, I think that was beautiful, and that was very self-explanatory. I think a lot of people have shown interest in joining Broid already.
Right.
I think there's this one question which someone's asked, which is he missed whether the money from the order comes to Broid or the restaurant directly.
So how it works is Broid collects the money from the customer and it's transferred to the restaurant in a T+2 scenario right now.
Right.
Which means anywhere between 24 to 48 hours.
Interesting. And which cities are you already active in?
We're currently active in Mumbai. In fact, we're launching in Mumbai in the next few days from Bandra to Andheri. Moving forward, we'll simultaneously start our operations in Delhi and Bangalore. post which we have interest from a lot of other 2-tier cities as well, which we are going to go active in. So in the next 6 to 8 months, we should be active pan India.
Right. And I think Pawan, that that math page that you showed, that should become like your poster page. I mean, saving 97 rupees on every order will drive every restaurant to brew eat. And since you are doing so much for the industry by charging just 5 rupees, I'm sure the feelings will be mutual. The industry will support you and you will support the industry.
Definitely, it is, Sanket. In fact, we're in touch with restaurateurs across the country on an everyday basis, and everybody's feedback about it has been the same. What we truly believe in is that via this, we want to form such a strong community that while this is one tech that we've developed for the food delivery business, we can come up with more and more solutions that restaurant owners and the F&B industry stakeholders across the country need, and initially have a bandwidth to have multiple of these services which are at a very low cost and still very, very efficient for the restaurant owners to use.
Right. And I think so. While you may not have the millions of dollars to blast your marketing and stuff like that, but I think what COVID has taught us is community marketing. I think the restaurateurs will do a lot of community marketing for you, and I'm sure they will promote an app which is going to where their expenses going down by 97 rupees. So I think it's going beautiful. There are some comments which say that your logo color and the name is very catchy.
Right.
And someone wants to also know how would this work for low average order value partners?
So right now the math that we've shared is for a basic order of a 500 rupees. But as we said, we charge a 5 rupees up to any order value of 300, and the delivery charge is something that if it's a low average order value restaurant, then if they have their own delivery fleet, it works better for them. Alternatively, if they use a last mile delivery rider service, then that's the cost that they have to bear. So it might be slightly higher, but it still works much better for them because the platform fee being that low.
Got it. So, Pawan, I think thanks for your time and all the best. I, like any other restaurateur, will hope that you become the most successful ordering system because it's going to benefit the industry and as well as you. All the best for BrewEat and all your other ventures.
Thank you so much, Sanket. Pleasure being here and pleasure speaking to everybody in the TIE network.
Thank you so much. Moving on. So now I would like to invite on the floor someone who has beautifully solved all the above discussed issues and blitzscaled his way into the industry, and some of the companies here might have aided him to solve these problems as well. I'm talking about Karan Tanna. He's the founder of Ghost Kitchens. Interestingly, he's made it to Forbes 30 under 30. He was the GQ most influential person in 2019. He runs over 200 internet kitchens. Yes, you heard it right. 200 internet kitchens across 22 outlets in 3 cities with Ghost Kitchens. Under his another company, Yellow Tie Hospitality, he's sitting at 110 plus outlets in 11 plus cities. I'm not finished yet. He was also the founding head of NRAI Youth Committee. He was the one who put the foundation stone for NRAI Youth Committee. And in fact, before he starts speaking, we would like to invite him to be an honorary member of Thai Food Network Steering Committee, since his and our vision to empower the youth in the food industry resonates. So, Karan, so please tell us a little bit about your journey from McKinsey to food to now sitting at 140 plus outlets. This is like a wow journey, and how did you do it? Yeah.
Hi everyone, good afternoon, pleasure to be here, and thank you very much Rishabh for Sanket for a very nice introduction, and honored to be part of the steering committee. That's quite an opportunity to be able to connect with more young entrepreneurs in the industry and in the other industries and learn from each other. I am an automobile engineer by education, and then I used to work for General Motors in India, and followed by McKinsey. After that, I opened my first restaurant in Ahmedabad in 2012, which was a franchise of a very popular brand from Baroda called Goodies. and then I faced a lot of challenges to run that business, and I was left with only the commissary that we had set up, and later I bartered that particular commissary with a brand called Kachhi King. Kachhi King is a brand based out of Gujarat, which had modernized Dabeli. If you know what Dabeli is, of course, people from Bombay and western part of India would know, but it's basically a very popular street food in Gujarat, and we opened 209 franchise stores of Kachhi King in Gujarat in 3 years, and made a lot of mistakes in that journey, and learned what scalability of food is all about, how to standardize the products, what's the kind of franchisee economics that work out in the long run, so on and so forth. And hence decided to take an exit from Kachhi King to start Yellow Tie Hospitality, which is F&B franchise management company. What I mean is that Subway, for an example, is a franchise management company more than F&B, out and out F&B company. Their bigger strength is franchising than F&B. McDonald's is a franchisee company. So, we got a few brands from other countries like Genuine Roaster Chicken, Rap Chick, Just Falafel, and made a few in-house brands, and gave franchisees, and we run more than 120 stores across India in 20 cities plus. And these are all franchise stores. We do a lot of smart venue engineering, product R&D. We supply them all the products, so they just have to assemble. So to say, it's an idiot-proof smart kitchen kind of a concept. Of course, it's evolving every day. And then we have our training teams, recruitment teams, to monitor that if they are following the standards, and to retrain them, and to assess them and audit them. I recently started Ghost Kitchens in May 2019, last year. And from May 2019 to February 2020, we opened 210 internet restaurants, so internet kitchens. So these are not basically physical kitchens. We have 22 physical kitchens, but we have in each kitchen few brands operational, which makes it 210 point of sale or internet restaurants. Rebel Foods has been a great example and a success story, and they have taught us how to scale up cloud kitchen brands. And thanks to aggregators, that Swiggy, Zomato, that they have given such a great customer experience in home delivery, that the market that already existed got such a boost, that now post COVID especially, everyone is looking at home delivery as a major driver. So we also from Ghost Kitchens incubate brands. We like to invest in brands which have good unit level economics, which have a differentiator product, and which can be scalable. We give growth capital, and help with our infrastructure of backend marketing team, supply chain, warehouses, and help them grow. So that's a little bit of my background. I'll be happy to tell anything in specific that you'd like to know.
Sure. So I think that is very nice of you, that you're incubating youngsters and aspiring food entrepreneurs. It really resonates with the idea of ties fostering entrepreneurship. So since we're talking about smart kitchens today, I want to know, so what are your top 2 reasons you attribute to your blitzscaling into the industry? I mean, from May 2019 to practically February 2020, I think March, April though was wiped out. You already are at 210 internet kitchens. So what do you think were the 2 main reasons that helped you scale so fast?
I think I would say that A was process-driven people. So basically the team which is driven by a clear-cut process, so they know how to replicate in each store. And second was scalable menu engineering, right? So we devised recipes or menus that can be scaled up really fast. Ishwar spoke about how automation helps, though we not using a lot of automation in our stores, and we would like to. But we at least get food products that are pre-prepared from vendors or central kitchen, and the outlet, the person there has to just assemble there. So the product standardization is easier, and we don't have to rely on the manpower to get trained and trained for recipes and make sure that they give standardized product. So I think a smart menu engineering and a very well set process which people follow are two things that helped us really scale fast. Because whenever we open a new store, we exactly know that what are the processes that each one of the employee there has to own and be accountable for, and that makes it really easy to track the progress and incubate that new outlet.
Right. So I was very intrigued to know your idea behind opening multiple brands versus, scaling up one brand.
Well, I believe that contrary to a lot of people who believe, on scaling up a single brand, I believe that scaling up a single brand in today's world has become very, very challenging because, either you have a proprietary product. I mean, if you see any big brand, they had a proprietary product. KFC had their chicken, McDonald's had their hamburger, and the speed at which they delivered hamburger. So, in this competitive scenario, to have a proprietary product or a differentiator product is very, very challenging if you really want to scale up fast. It's too much of a risk to put all eggs in one particular brand. Rather than that, when we have multiple brands, especially in cloud kitchen format, it hedges a lot of risk. I mean, if I would have had a Chinese brand right now, surprisingly, no one wants to order Chinese. During Navratri, people don't want to order non-veg. There are some pockets where the corporates are high, so they want to eat khichdi instead of biryani. There are some pockets where there is upmarket corporate, like a BKC. So they want health food, they want quinoa. So there is a lot of risk to depend on one single brand because to derive a differentiation is very, very challenging. I mean, you can't have your brand serving the most cheapest product and call it a differentiator because there is always someone to cut your cost.
Sure.
And you can't call your product as the most tastiest product in the market because if that's the thing, then no other product would sell. So I think there is a lot of me too brands in the market which give you a challenge, and that's why to scale up quickly and to hedge the risk and make unit level profitability, I decided to have multiple array of brands and divide the risk, and it has really, really worked out well for us. In out of all our kitchens, just in 10 months, 65, 2/3 of our kitchens are already profitable.
Wow, that's wonderful to hear that there's someone in the food industry who's already profitable in within a year's time. That's amazing.
Well, pre-COVID, Sanket, but we have all our challenges, and we are profitable at unit level, at corporate level. Still, we need to fight some battles. But yeah, overall, we have had good profitability on unit level, which in itself is a challenge for a lot of cloud kitchens, which are new.
Sure. So since you mentioned pre-COVID, how much time do you think is the industry going to see the February 2020 numbers again?
I believe that February 2020 numbers would be February 2021 because optimistically we can look at November, December. But there are a lot of dynamics to it, Sanket. Honestly, I've tried to put a lot of math, but it doesn't work out because we don't know how the coronavirus curve is going to shape up in coming few weeks. Secondly, there is a lot of supply that unfortunately has gone down. I mean, I myself am shutting few of my kitchens because I cannot afford to run them anymore with low volumes, and we don't have landlord support in those kitchens. So supply is less. People have stopped ordering at a great extent. I mean, overall delivery market is still less. The behavior is also changing. People who used to order from let's say value brands may now be ordering from branded outlets, not looking at discounts. People who were ordering junk food before might now be ordering healthy food. So the scenario is changing every day, but it will be safe to say that we will be back to Feb 2020 numbers not before Feb 2021, which is 6 to 8 months from now. And given that 2 or 3 months from now, it's just going to be very unclear of how the scenarios and how the markets are going to start functioning like before.
Well, I think that's fair. I mean, that's being fairly optimistic and realistic at the same time. So now what steps do you plan to take, and what steps have you already taken to automate your kitchens more and to standardize your food? So if you want to throw a little bit more light on that.
Yeah, so the way our model is designed, we believe in standardizing the menu even before we roll out the first store. What I mean is that let's say if we have a Chinese brand or a biryani brand. So in biryani brand, we know that the biryani mix has to come from somewhere, either in a frozen form. Then the meat has to come from somewhere which is pre-marinated. Then we just boil rice in house and then layer it. We just thaw the meat and thaw the marinade and then layer the rice at the outlet, because boiling the rice is relatively easier, and especially when you follow the SOP of electronic cookers, it becomes even more process driven. Similarly, in Chinese, our sauces comes from outside, maybe in a retort form. We just boil rice and noodle in house and then toss it, put some vegetables and give it. So, as far as product standardization is concerned, I think a lot of companies are already quite evolved. You yourself are doing a great job in helping brands to standardize products by giving them ready to serve products. Of course, they can do their bit in the end to give a differentiation, but it becomes very easy if they buy product from you and serve. Having said that, I would like to confess that we have lagged a little behind in automation because of our rush to expand and limitation of bandwidth. The first thing after a lockdown, in a couple of weeks, I got in touch with Ishwar and Mukund Equipments, and we took all the details. We understood everything, and in one of our internal company strategy statements, automation is on top priority. So the moment when I open my kitchens, right now everything is shut. The moment I open my kitchens, I will start trials of automation, and wherever possible, practically, to automate. We will like to automate because that reduces dependency on manpower even further. That leads to even better product standardization, and because everything is on cloud, so to say, we get a lot of data. The pilferage decreases, utilization of ingredient is standardized. So of course there is a entire area of benefits from automation, and it does not come at a very expensive cost also. If you look at a broad picture and compare how much you lose if you don't automate, and then also see the advantage, I think automation definitely makes sense.
Sure. I think right now post COVID, Ishwar has come on all our speed dial numbers. So apart from that,
the reason is parents named him Ishwar, and this was the time he was waiting for.
very true. So Karan, I'll take a few questions from the audience. So I think from your comment on you incubating a few startups, someone has asked, are you providing fully furnished kitchen under your Ghost Kitchen umbrella, and are the commercials on a revenue share basis or a fixed rentals? If you would
No,
want to take
so we are not into a leasing business. We are not into kitchen leasing business. There are a few players into leasing business already in the market. In fact, we are their clients. So we like to take spaces from the co-working kitchen spaces. We are directly not into that business.
Got it. I think Radhika is resonating with your with the problem of the industry of kitchen shutting shop. Radhika, I think I would like to tell you that Karan, as a part of NRAI, was lobbying a lot for the industry, but I think obviously it will take a while. It will take a while for the industry to get some. I mean, Karan, would you want to add to it?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I was not directly part of NRI's committee that was giving representations. There was a core committee that was giving representations to government, and NRI has given representations at highest level. They are, almost practically in daily touches. NRI has also received some success at local levels, where excise, plays a role at a local level. Decision making is at local level. But having said that, the bigger problem is that restaurants are not recognized as an industry that contributes to GDP, even though we are the second highest employer after railways, and we don't have a ministry. At some level, we are classified under hospitality and hotels. but there is no representation from government side or a forum from government sides which is dedicated to an industry which is maybe 8 to 10 times more than IT industry. Like IT is a ministry, but restaurant does not have a ministry. So I think fundamentally the outcome of the efforts made by all of us has brought us to a conclusion that there is a strong representation and collaboration required between the restaurant industry and the government, and government has to have a dedicated focus on restaurant industry to be recognizing it as something which is contributing heavily to employment, to GDP, and start taking it very seriously. So it's unfortunate that we have not got any kind of I would say help from government, because during the pandemic, and that will lead to unfortunately a lot of job losses which we are all seeing in our own companies.
Yeah, unfortunately that's the truth, Karan. But I think I think I'm sure our industry is so resilient that we'll fight back. And thank you for being ever so optimistic, ever so realistic, and ever so positive. And with industry leaders like you who are willing to incubate food startups, I'm sure the industry will reset again.
So, I
Uh,
mean,
so
Sanket, as restaurateurs, one of our key pillars is optimism. We all are
yeah.
very, very passionate, and by nature, we are in this industry because we are optimistic. Otherwise, if we are realistic, we would never open a restaurant. But it is just the madness and the optimism that we are here, and we are sure that all of us will together fight back.
I think you might want to shut
Hello,
your video. There was a lag at your end, I think.
Sanket, am I audible now?
Yeah, perfect, perfect.
Great, great, great. Please, you go on. You were saying something.
No, I think points well made, and I think due to lack of time, we will. I think Trupti or Rab, if you could unmute all the presenters today, along with Karan, if we could get closing remarks from them. So just before we go on to the closing remarks, I would like to add to all the participants here that now from now onwards, TIE is going to make sure that we do webinars like these, where we've shown practical demos, we have shown things which will only help us to resurrect the industry. Uh, and if any one of you wants to show a live demo, like I think Radhika had mentioned that she wants to do it, please write into the email ID mentioned, naveen.raju@tiemumbai.org. We are also going to do. We are also planning to do a virtual bazaar for all the farm to fork startups, where we can sell within the industry to each other. This platform is all about collaboration, mentoring, and idea validation. And towards the end of July, we are also planning a pitch day, where some of our startups who are looking at raising funds, Ties been very kind to who arrange some really good investors who are interested in investing in food entrepreneurs. So we will be planning that in July end. So we will we will get back to you on that shortly as well. So if we could get closing remarks from all of you, and then we will hand it over to Naveen, our executive director. So Ishwar, if you would want to start.
Yeah, great. I think it was a fantastic session where we spoke about with Wobot and Karan and Rishabh and Brohit coming and talking about solutions. So we always speak about what's happening in the industry, and we never speak about what's the solutions and what are the some of the leading technologies. I think with what's happening around, if we don't ideate, we don't innovate, and we don't grow as a restaurant industry as a whole, is going to be difficult to really dominate the current century, not only in India but globally. And I think TIE-Mumbai and TIE Foods chapter, which Sanket you are leading, is a great initiative in this direction. And it's fantastic to see that there is a platform for people to come and ideate, discuss, and discuss true problems with true solutions here. I think you should have more such things like this.
Great, great, Ishwar. Rishabh?
Yeah, first of all, thank you to Tai and Sanket for enabling this. I guess this is something that is very required, especially in the hospitality industry, with things just getting better. And I guess there is a lot of scope right now can just improve. Like as Wobot right now, what I would say is that we are open to any synergy with any big organization or a region-based restaurant association as well. And we would be happy to support in whichever way we can, and help in any way with hygiene or customer trust or wherever we can plug in. We would love to help out in whatever way.
Sure, sure. Thanks so much. Pawan, if you would want to add a closing remark.
Definitely.
And in fact, before you add a closing remark, I would want to just make a point here that we are waiting for this lockdown to get over and the restaurants to open for us to visit your Butterfly High again. Yeah, it's a lovely restaurant. We keep coming there. So
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sanket. Looking forward to host everybody. And I think this initiative, Sanket, is great. We all definitely want more and more of these sessions to happen, and I'm really glad that TIE has taken this up. And I see the TIE Food Network becoming an integral part of on how all of us collaborate and communicate moving forward. I think as a closing remark, all I would like to say is that times are tough now, and the only way all of us can get out from this stronger is if we collaborate and communicate and get together on ideas. Collaboration has been a key instrumental factor of the growth of my business, and I just know the power of collaboration, how it helps. So I just feel that there were some great entrepreneurs over here who we spoke to today and who we heard today, and moving forward we look forward to hearing more via the TIE Food Network and meeting them.
Great, Pawan. I think the requirement for collaboration in our industry is more than ever today.
Right.
On that note, Karan, if you could give your closing statement, please.
Yeah, thanks, Sanket, for organizing this. And, we'll be more than happy to be part of more such sessions where we can actually go to and try to understand specific challenges that, restaurateurs are facing in various parts of country, and, learn from them and maybe try to suggest some kind of solution for them where we can touch base with them one-to-one, because I think that was the ethos of starting NRI Youth Committee, and I guess that's the ethos of TIE as well. So if we can help the entrepreneurs directly, it will be great. And thank you, Ishwar, Rishabh, and Pawan for coming up with solutions that are really required for the industry. And if you look at all the three companies, they are young. They have achieved good confidence from big names in the industry. All three of them. They are not extensively funded like the big companies, but they are trying to help the restaurant industry in true sense. So I think these are the real companies that are required right now. This is the true spirit that we all need to encourage and come together and fight this out. And it's a level playing ground now because of coronavirus, and I think we can start a new journey with new rules and with better collaborations and community being together. Thank you again for organizing.
Makes a lot of sense, Karan, and I will be troubling you more to shape the industry better and form the whole help the community even more. Naveen, I would want to hand this over to you.
Sure.
Naveen is our executive director, and he works at the back to get all this to put all this together. So Naveen, please.
Yeah, thank you, everyone. I think the TFN community has started right from, we started the webinars in the very first week of the lockdown, and it's been an overwhelming response from all the entrepreneurs. I'd like to thank everyone. Thank you, Ishwar, Rishabh, Pawan, Karan, for making the time today. And thank you, Sanket, for always hosting this. What I would like to request everybody is that, henceforth, we would like to do more of these demo days and get operational stuff out as the unlocking has already started. I think for the next session, if there are interesting stories of what you have done to in the last 2 weeks of unlocking, especially if you're a QSR or a restaurant, or if you're a supply chain or a manufacturer, if you could send us your stories, let's try and learn from each other. How the 2 weeks has been, what have you learned, what has bombed. I know parts of Bangalore and Chennai, 30% of the restaurant capacities have started functioning, and more people are starting today. So please do, send us your stories. My email address is naveen.raju@tie-mumbai.org. I think we need to learn from each other, and that's how we're going to grow. Please do that. Also, beginning at 5 o'clock is one more session on sales. So people who are interested in a sales kind of a session, please do write to us. We'll immediately give you the links. You can just make a little bit of coffee, come back, and get back onto the webinars. Thank you all, and see you soon. Please stay safe, and folks, don't lose heart. Please understand that there's a lot of pent-up demand which is going to hit you all while you have lost maybe 3 months of business. From what I'm learning from the pharma industry, or from a simple thing like mechanics and things like that, my own mechanic has got 300 vehicles lined up since last week because that much of demand has been there. So pent-up demand is going to hit you all. Also think about that. You are going to be back to business as normal. It may take time. It also may happen in the new form and new way of life, but we'll all get used to it. Stay safe, and thank you everyone for making this a pretty good show. Thank you.